that's clever. Clever is not genius. Clever is not smart. It's not respectable. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we fit it?
Yeah.
So check. I got to turn the gain up. Try say something, Grandpa?
Check.
Okay, there we
Check.
go. We all say check, but no one says check.
Very nice system. My microphone system. Yeah. I have microphone system like this, but not quite the same. Yeah. If you want to use a tripod too, I have tripod. I have regular tripod.
I think this will work.
Yeah. It looks nice. Looks very nice. Very high def. Yeah.
iPhone 4K.
Now I understand why people get so much memory in their iPhone. You know, it will do everything if you have enough memory. But if you run out of memory, it sucks to have the most high tech and then not be able to and not be able to have the memory that you need. Yeah. Oh. I think my beaker's having prostate trouble. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you see how simple the little teachings of these things are, but it's not in any book. It's not in anything. But if you trace back Ueshiba, he learned Bagua in Mongolia and China.
Yeah.
He learned Aikido-Jitsu, which comes from Bagua, has fire dragon, water dragon. It's all still Bagua, no matter what.
Hold on. You said something so simple in passing right now. Hold on. Fire dragon, water dragon.
Fire dragon, water dragon. Yeah. But you see what I just showed you with the blades? Yeah. Because, okay, say I go like this, right? You can't do this, right? But that's what we would think, right? They say, okay, do the ikiage, you know? You see how your hand goes up? If you take your shoulder like this and you go like this, then it'll go up like that. But you can't do this to get under, and so you end up like fighting, right? But the shape of the blade is this, which is this. Look, if I try to do this, I end up having to walk under it like that. Yeah. But this shoulder allows that movement. This shoulder allows this movement. Yeah.
So that explains the Tai Chi commencement breath power.
Yeah.
Of this movement of how you pin someone's down. They
can't move their arm. Yeah. You have to come under. Yeah. You have to use the kung fu that comes from the heart, not lines and not like
So for those of you that don't know what this is Tea Time with Grandmaster Christopher Matsuo. I am blown away to be in your presence. Thank you so much for having me. I'm overjoyed.
I am happy.
Community. Very, very fortunate to be in the presence.
Yeah.
One thing for housekeeping.
Yes.
Can we turn down the sound just a bit?
Yeah, you want it off or down?
Just down, because every now and then the resonance gets a bit too high. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
That's the one. Okay. This is a good book. That used to be required reading when I
taught school. Yeah. I never opened that book, but I will one day.
It's a classic.
Yeah, you know why I got videos and books? Sometimes it's never what I think is inside there, but I love the outlines. And you know, we're always teaching. So when I see an outline, I love the outline. I don't like the teaching. I don't care about the teaching. I have a new outline. You know,
so outline
the method that they
structure.
teach, the structure. I like seeing the structure. Even with geniuses, I want to see their structure, how they create what they do, because you can't copy them. You end up a cheap version of them, but you can take their structure, and it just becomes one of your tools. You know.
So context versus content.
Yeah. Like there's a genius, a master of conversational hypnosis. His name was Milton Erickson. No charisma, so nobody remembered who he was. But he's the father of conversational hypnosis and hypnosis. He studied everything. Richard Bandler, his student, gave him total credit, but he's total genius. So Richard Bandler could have come up with everything, just pointed at Milton Erickson, you know. And but he nobody could learn from Milton Erickson. So he studied modeling, like modeling the mentor. And he asked him, how'd you do this? He just tells stories. So he starts making outlines. First do this, then do this. Oh, what happened after that? Oh, then this. Oh, then do this. And he starts making a protocol. Then he says, what would you call that? And then he makes vocabulary. And then he creates a repeatable teaching structure, modeling principle, and he based his master's or PhD on that. But that allowed him to be the only one to learn from this master who is not organized. You know, crazy masters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
That's really cool because, wow, conversational hypnosis, when I first started getting into teaching workshops, that's what I would notice, that no one would remember or retain. And so I'd fly back to Europe the next year and everyone forgot everything. And so I consulted a conversational hypnotist. And I said, how can I get my students to remember?
That works, huh?
He said, the way to get them to remember is to get them emotionally involved. Because they'll forget what you said, but they'll never forget how they felt.
They never forget how they felt.
And so if you can capture your principles inside the emotional experience, you'll touch them forever.
I just pulled a video of myself teaching something for New Year's, completely full of conversational hypnosis, to make it like subconscious and conscious at the same time, the meditation, so they wouldn't have to set themselves aside to do the meditation. It's just running because they can't forget everything that I said, you know. And it's teetering on in both worlds at the same time. Zero is always yin and yang, so zero is everything. So then you don't have to go conscious or unconscious. You just take both, you know. That's why our kids, we ask them, you want this one or this one? They go, yes, I want both. I go, you can't have both. And they go, yes, I can. Yes, and and you're gonna peel it for me. But that's the
all right. I love your tea beaker setup.
I really like the lab equipment because the flavor of the tea is so clean. You know how hard it is to find pots and cups that you can get that clean flavor of the tea? After a while, you just look at the cup and you know you can get the flavor you want without interference, you know?
Now that's fascinating because like you said, when you get a clay pot, which would be ideal for this type of tea, it has lead and impurities, and you don't know the source, and the good ones are so expensive, and then how do you tell it's good or not?
That's why you got to coat it with so much tea that you can make tea with hot water, because it's not the pot anymore, it's the tea.
But then with the glass, the one thing about pu'er is it needs to be hot. It needs to retain the heat. So I really like how you add the candles.
And it's called tea light, which it didn't hit me for a long time. Like, I need more tea lights. Tea light. Why wasn't I told? What's going on? Master, you held back. You held back from me. How dare.
Now, Grandpa, can I ask? Because when I brought you tea, I didn't even know you liked tea. I was just into tea, and I wanted to share tea, and then you knew all about how'd you get into tea?
It took me hours of drinking tea to train, because my teacher will not just train. He waits for the moment when the tea hits. It has to crack your skull open or sweat your heart open. And then I didn't know how good his tea was until, I wasn't into tea. But the inspiration was to go to his house, watch him with a group of people, and the tea master, having a conversation on the outside, having a conversation on the inside, having a group conversation, having personal conversation, all happening where I couldn't put my finger on, how is this happening? Why is he talking to everyone individually? I want that, whatever that is. I didn't know it was tea mastery. I didn't know it had to do with tea, but I saw him talking to everybody like that. And everyone was getting a personal, group, and light-hearted and deep experience, and I wanted to know how to do that. And it took lots of peeing to get to train. So maybe like 6 hours of tea and 1 hour of training. But that's all my brain could hold, and my bladder can hold a lot, but my brain couldn't hold that much.
That's funny. That reminds me of my tea master, peace be upon him, Master Wong.
Yeah.
We would be like poker, okay?
Yeah.
Every round of poker.
Oh, yeah.
You pay Annie up. Annie up. You put it in the pot, right? So we'd all come with our rolls of quarters, right? And every round of tea, you want another cup of tea? Put a quarter in the pot. Put a quarter in the pot. I said, you go to the bathroom. This money's not yours anymore. And then the last person to pee, all the laundry money.
Wow.
Because in a similar way, ayahuasca, these purgative medicines, they make you purge, but then you get rid of the medicine. You actually want to keep them in. It's the same thing. You pee, you just pee out all the medicines.
That's right. You know the Mongolian medicine with the mushroom? No, Mongolians are sheep herders, right? So they eat the mushrooms, but they sit around and do tuva. Like basically like variations of tuva to vibrate certain parts of their heart, the brain, the skull. The throat singing. So they're sitting around doing mudras and having their experience. They pee in the bucket. Then it starts to fade. They take the ladle and they recycle the mushroom over and over and over until they're ready to stop, But the psilocybin is, they don't waste it. They drink it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I heard the same thing with the Siberians. Granted, they don't drink their own urine,
it's the same shamanism.
The reindeer would eat
the reindeer. Filters the poison out.
And they drink the urine of the reindeer.
Yeah. My daughter's, I think she was 6. This girl took her to a 400 level botany course in college. My daughter starts a discussion on psychic psilocybin and psychoactive plants and Santa Claus.
How old was your daughter at this time?
6. I told her, you want to go to college? I think you'll do better than elementary school. Why don't we just put you in college? He started a beautiful discussion, lots of input, lot of interaction. But she explained like how all the Santa Claus stuff is related to Muscaria, Amrita.
That reminds me of Jesus going to the temple at like 13 years old and teaching on the stars.
It's a conversation. She's just sitting down playing and listening to us talk, and then she brings it up. She looks like a total genius in a 400 level course, but it's like, I just heard my dad talking,
Oh man. Well, okay. Reindeer drinking their pee to filter out the poison. Can that be a good segue?
Yeah.
To what are sometimes known as deer antler knives.
Deer antler knife. Oh yeah.
But these aren't deer antler. These are sun moon.
They're deer horn knife. Yeah.
Oh, these are deer horn.
Deer horn knife. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What's the distinction between deer horn then and the sun moon?
It look like antlers, And the crescent moon knife, this is shorter. Everything's symmetrical. But when the knife is longer on this side, deer horn knife.
Got it.
Yeah, but you can see that there's no distinction in other people's bagua.
Yeah.
Just like they say out loud, like, I can't believe they say that broadsword and straight sword are the same. They are not the same. Completely different finger, completely different joint. Yeah. But
Movement, everything.
they tend to say, oh, same form, same. No. And even Chinese say, that's not a sword, only has blade on one side, that's a knife.
Yeah.
You know? So manly. Yeah.
So then, long end top?
Yeah, long end on the top.
Does it matter? Could you go long end bottom?
You could switch it, but you can turn your hand too. So it's just that to reach in and grab something, like if your hand's like this and I still want to cut you here or here, I need this. Yeah. Like, see, if I the leverage of the blade, if I put that leverage on the back of your elbow, you see how the round part of the blade catches you, right? Then I can decide, if I want you to bleed to death, I cut you here. If I want to maim you, I cut you here. You know? So I can choose, like, I just fill out your attitude and see what I want to do. But it's very flexible, very responsive. You can choose, but it's right there. So you can choose a split second. Yeah.
Already, I can tell this is going to be the best. Doesn't get better than this. Let's make sure you're caught in the frame.
But what's funny is, I'm as excited as anybody to see videos on deer knife. But you ever see one makes you happy? No, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I really appreciated the conversation of, this is the phases of the moon.
Yeah, they're the phases of the moon.
Right, so you can't see the contrast here. So the contrast here on my shirt. So you see new moon, full moon, wax ring, all there.
Yeah.
And then I really appreciated the, how can I say, the trajectory of Aiki. Yeah. Just following the shape of the blade. And
I see how Aiki is Baguazhang. It's just like a smaller imitation of it. It lacks a lot of things that was in there before, but more aesthetically pleasing, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I done a little bit of Daitu Ryu. Yeah. Under Dan Harden. I don't know if this. Yeah. He's fighting cancer currently. Very well. He's doing great.
Good.
But
we lose a lot of good sifu, to cancers. It's hard. Sometimes they just live in the wrong place. Yeah.
But the Aiki power is really something that's elusive. And
very elusive. Yeah.
It's there, and it's right under our nose, but it has to be just right. And when you have it, it's so effortless that I get no feeling. I get no feedback. And then because there's no tactile feedback, it's difficult to recreate.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah, you have to really, you gotta really have a nice laboratory with it, like an intimate connection to the Aiki, not just the techniques. It is the Aiki that is the seed of it. If you don't have, if you're not coming from the right place, basically, you're never gonna get it. It's always gonna be compensating for lack of. Yeah.
So then, question I have with Aiki, how can you pressure test it to ensure that it's authentic Aiki and not just cooperation?
Oh, yeah. You just put pressure on it. Basically, most of them will fail. Most of them will fail, yeah. So, like, if you just basically what you learn about Aiki, you try, somebody holding your hand, not work. Like, when they grab your hand, when they say grab or they grab your hand, you guys see, like, what are they asking you to do? They're asking you to hold your hand there and pin it, or they're asking you to pressure point the hand, and that is the initiating attack in a spiral or a arc. Then the corresponding arc to the pressure point arc is going to do the Aiki. But if you just hold and you're not attacking, how can you redirect a non-attack,
Yes.
Yeah, and so if somebody don't understand that, then they cannot teach it. Understand? Yeah. Otherwise, from there, it's flawed already. like self-defense for law enforcement. If you say, oh, we want to restrain the person but not hurt them, we just want to hold them in place. If you want to get out, you're going to get out because you're fighting for your life and they're trying to just hold you in place. But if you want to break that joint and you take it to the point of breaking and you break their spirit, they're not going to move. You know, you don't have to break it, but you have to know what the limitation of restraining somebody is, and you have to be willing to go beyond that, but only hold it at that point. Otherwise, it will never work.
You just blew my mind. Let me paraphrase that. So if you try to restrain or pin, they will get free because they're in a life or death scenario. You have to take them to the point of breaking a limb, which will in effect break their spirit.
Yeah, you have to break their spirit. Or you say, don't move, I'm going to hold this guy here, and they'll get out. It's psychological too, you know. You have to make an intimate connection. You have to make a sincere connection.
So thank you for speaking of that intimacy and that sincere, that love, if you will, from the heart. Because I translate Aiki to the table.
Yeah.
I use it in clinic.
Oh, yeah.
So instead
Very
of
nice,
pulling,
yeah.
where now I'm using force.
Yeah.
Because if I use force, I can't feel. But then if I lean back, passive, but now I'm dependent for root.
Yeah, that's Aiki is very, you know, like maybe not the word Aiki, but Aiki is a good term, like very good for healing because forward, sideways, backward. So if you push directly on a knot, it pushes back, right? For jiu-jitsu, obviously. For healing, maybe people never notice. But even if you don't move your thumb and you go straight in and you go forward, sideways, backward, if that knot pushes back, dissipates. And it's gone. That's Bagua. I would cringe to say Aiki because it's not Aiki. You know, Aiki borrowed it, but of course, it's Aiki. Yeah, as a deeper meaning, of Aiki.
Got it.
Yeah.
The way that you've made that distinction in my head, I hear that as Aiki is a condition or a quality or a tone.
Yeah.
And then the Bagua would be the application or the movement.
Yeah. Like Aiki is like, say I showed you what I just showed you just a couple minutes. You can make Aikido out of that. That's what you can call Aiki. But how much of that do I have in my head, you know? And that's Bagua. Like maybe the principle is like, oh my God, this principle, it could go anywhere. But how do I want to use it? But then, how does he use it? You know, how was it used before it got in my head? Maybe 1 minute, you see something, you go, oh my God, you know, and then, that can become Aikido. Better than anybody else's Aikido, right? 1 minute.
Steal my art.
But,
Okay. So
that's what I mean by Bagua, and then Aiki is, it's there, maybe.
So then let's segue. So we have Bagua via Aiki, or Aiki via Bagua, rather. So then Aiki, not that there's a connection, but there's a rhyme, Aiki and Reiki.
There's a rhyme, It comes from the same source, in Japan, at a certain time, there was something called Reijutsu, which was like a psychic fair. You know, like for us, psychic fair. You go there, you get readings, you learn healing, you get healing. Somebody shows you some mudra. Somebody takes your poses, you know, and then there's gypsies.
Snake oil.
Someone wishes you ill. I will pray for you. How much you got in your wallet? Open it up. Show me, you know. So the government banned all Reijutsu, which is like spiritual healing. Called Rei is spiritual, so Reijutsu, all the spiritual arts.
Oh, Rei.
Psychic fair.
Uncle Rei.
Uncle Rei, So then it goes into hiding underground as the full arts, you know, and then pops up Usui, who's like, okay, I know all this stuff, but what do I want to practice now? And then people start following him. They go, wow, he takes poses, he does mudra, he lays hands, you know. But then from that we get Reiki. Usui Shiki means Usui's method of healing. But then Reiki, spiritual healing. you know, spiritual key. So it's a general term in Japan, but here it's like, oh, we know what it is when somebody says it, you know.
Okay.
When it comes out, so Usui made the Reiki, Jiro Murai popped up, Jinshin Jutsu. Pulse points, mudras, healing, but touching points, and so did Usui. But what comes out of it now as the art Jinshin Jitsu is whatever somebody remembered of it. But it was the same thing.
Swear.
Yeah. Then Omoto Kyo.
Okay.
Onisaburo Deguchi. Onisaburo Deguchi was one of those other geniuses popped up from that same group. Mudras, healing, meditations, different things, same stuff became Omoto Kyo Shintoism, adopted by Ueshiba, O-sensei, and then Aikido was created from that. From one of he was one of the inspirations. Yeah, so that Omoto Kyo Shintoism is still popular because very esoteric Shintoism. Yeah.
So then, if I may ask, where's the Tibetan influence to the Reiki?
All of that stuff comes from Tibet. Yeah, all of it. Yeah. So, you know, you might find Tibetan Reiki now. That's not Tibetan Reiki. That's somebody channeling something, but it all came from that. If you look at Tibetan empowerment, like you go for Vajrasattva empowerment, very similar. If you get it personally, not just like through the grace of the guru, then the hand positions are very similar. So the hand positions can do different things, and there's variations of it. They can open up different things in the body, but that's a lost art. Okay. It's in here. Yeah.
Now, what came to mind as we're speaking of this, because I asked about Aiki, how to pressure test. How about Reiki? How to pressure test
Reiki pressure test?
Because by and large, it's subjective.
Very subjective, yes.
Right? And then I have a clinical practice, you have clinical practice. How do you charge people for a subjective experience? Like, so how can we pressure test the Reiki? So people really feel like they're getting something.
Yeah, I think people who have the Reiki, they can do the Reiki. You know, there is an art of Reiki, like the actual teaching, but if they get that empowerment, there's going to be energy that's called out of them. You know, even in a conversation, they're having a conversation, somebody starts crying, they're hurt, they're upset, their hand's going to start heating up already. So they can feel it. That moment where they're going to have to be on a tested is a very sensitive time, like thinking, how do I bring it out? Are they going to feel something? You know, what's going to happen, you know? But none of that has to happen. It's just healing, like our style Tuina is the secret of our Kung Fu, which is like Reiki is the secret of all the techniques are. Like you cannot have it without, because I could say let's spar, but that's not a real test, you know. I could say I'll meet you at noon tomorrow, but that's not a real test. We know we're going to fight, you know. When somebody says I'm really hurting, I need help, you cannot just fake it, right? All of a sudden now something's being called out of you. All you have to do is not get in the way. And then even as uncomfortable as it is, you have to know that something's being called out of you, and you just have to get out the way. It's going to tell you what to do, but it's real. It's not test. It's not testing your creativity. It's exactly what the person needs is being called through you, you know. And you cannot put your energy in there or breathe into the person, because that's your energy. You have to let that energy come through, because you're the first one to get it, and then you're going to be the last one to get it when you take your hands off. If you add anything to that, you ruin it. It's like giving somebody treatment and putting your blood in there. They may not be compatible with your blood. You might have had a fight right before, or you can put that away if you're just channeling it. They're calling it through you. But if you're trying to force it into them, move it into them, it's not Reiki anymore. Yeah. But it's definitely a preset channel, moving a certain energy through.
Fascinating.
But I'm sure people, they're wearing tachyon bracelets, they're wearing all their helmet, they're wearing every gear they can, everything that they can put in the room and to make it the best experience. But it's because they don't trust that moment when that person comes in, says, I need help. Are they going to feel it? Are they going to do this? Then you want to have a whole football helmet on and everything, but you don't have to. You just have to let yourself feel uncomfortable until that kicks in, and you'll never feel uncomfortable again, because you always feel like you're enough. Otherwise, feeling you're not enough and trying to put things in the way will never tell you that that's enough. You cannot build skill like that. Skill is effortless. It's not effort, more things. So the channel has to become strong and develop, not the room. More tea.
Wow. Skill is effortless, not more and more effort. Thank you, because there was a time
mastering energy is effortless. Yes.
I really appreciate that, because when people come to clinic, here goes my mind. Okay, how am I going to treat this?
Right?
But then one day I was at the dollar store with my wife. And one auntie collapsed right beside us. Then no time to think. No time to calculate.
And it's totally enough, right? Wow. That's it. So that's why people need a teacher, real teacher, because that's in the teaching. But wow, where are you gonna find a real teacher?
Well, I think, speaking of that, the other thing I wanted to talk about today was lineage.
Right? Lineage, yes.
And I'm very fortunate enough to have you as grandfather. Many people say, how come you call him grandpa?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We really are, right? Really are family, Yeah.
And I didn't even know if you would be okay with being called grandpa initially. I just Grandpa.
Grandpa's a nice, very sweet name, very enduring, very endearing.
Student, Bruce Chu.
Bruce Chu, very long time student,
So 25 years ago, he touched my heart.
Yeah, very talented, good-hearted, big-hearted,
So my link to you is through Bruce Chu, and then later through Uncle Ray.
Oh, you met him in Wudang, right?
In Wudang.
Yeah.
So then, may I ask, what's before you?
Before me, I have to admit, I have lots of teachers, but the main teachers I have is Aikido-Jitsu teacher, which he knew a lot more than Aikido-Jitsu, ninjutsu teacher, and then Max. Max is a very interesting teacher. Like everybody knows something different about him, and I'm the only one that knows what I know from him, It's because I wanted the Kung Fu and nobody else wanted the Kung Fu. So I'm sure that right now he's doing something amazing, and he could do, if you sit with him and you interview him, he can pull out of his butt 100 different arts. He could demonstrate. If I put deer horn knife in his hand, he'll do 100 forms with the deer horn knife. All looks different element, different lineage. To us, that is when the river was coming down this way, this is what it looked like here. When the river went this way, now it looks like this. When the river goes this way and branches into this element, now it looks like that. So now I understand. He's not like pulling 100 forms out of his butt. He understands it is a structure of the heart and a branching of the heart. It's not cultures, it's not people, it's not time, but you could say at this time this is what it would have looked like because of this. At that time it would have looked like this. So when somebody says, oh, you do this and you do this and you combine it together, very misunderstood. It's not that at all. Like, I took those arts, but now I understand that they're one river coming down. And if you understand that all the things that was on the top of the river is still in the water, then every bit of the water on the bottom, you can find the depth inside the art, whether it thinks it still has it or not. You can find it, you know, and it's true because it's really in that water. And where I come from, that's what the name means. It means a white river that holds everything that was at the top of the river and now is as found in the bottom of the river. So that's where I grew up.
I want to tell you why that just puts words to my martial experience. You just put words to my entire martial career, because my entire martial career is water dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And every time I have a breakthrough of realization,
it's
I
in the
always go back to water dragon.
Yeah.
It was there all along.
I totally understand. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And clear as day, as soon as I have the breakthrough and
it's
I have
in there.
the knife, it's there.
It's in there.
But before I could do it a million, I never would have found it.
Yeah. 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 You know, what's funny is, you know, really all those things are in there. On the opposite end of the scale, if you take Yang style Tai Chi, completely empty, big, empty, may not have anything in it. It doesn't matter. No matter what you learn, you can put in there, it will fit. But that's not nice. That's not respectable to the lineage. I mean, you know, to the art, to the whatever. It is completely empty. You see something, it'll fit in Yang style. You know, you see like somebody doing a single whip and they fajin, but only with one hand. Maybe they don't understand fajin, but it'll fit in the Yang style, right? Maybe somebody that knows fajin says, "Oh, how you do that with only one hand?" But whole body does. But first time I see one hand do fajin, that's okay. It means they were inspired, but they don't have a depth of understanding.
Like a dog kicking one leg, right?
Yeah. But you know, why spoil their fun? You know, and say, "Hey, fajin's supposed to be with the whole body." It's like sneezing. You know, how you sneeze with only one hand and your eyes open.
Wow.
That's why I have two personality. One is me, is how am I doing? That's beautiful. How's my kung fu? Beautiful. Your students love you. I love watching you. Lineage holder. How's my kung fu? Everything wrong. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
Just say hi. You're already on
It's
camera.
okay.
You might as well say hi.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay away. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to sit down or?
I was just
Yeah.
gonna see if I could have some tea.
Of course. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
some, hey. Here,
I have
easy
your
way.
cup already here.
Here's the easy way.
Yeah.
Take. Yeah. My thermos. Just take it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that tea is so good.
Yeah. Just take everything. Yeah, take. Yeah, no, let people see the transmission.
Yeah.
The teacher, take the whole thermos, please. I'll take it back.
Right here.
I'm not going to give it to you. Just.
Is it coming up?
This tea is so good. It has all the elements in it that makes good
This is
tea.
This one is called Heaven's
Okay, I'm
Nest.
not
Yeah.
doing it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know.
Oh no.
Yeah. You know, this tea has such a funny.
It broke?
Oh.
Did I break it?
I broke it.
Yeah. This tea has such a funny lineage, you know, like this is the kind of tea that you don't want to sell to anybody because you don't want to inspire any more people to drink tea that's hard to get, you know. Yeah, drink it in the back of the tea store, but you sell jasmine, you know. Hey, buy this jasmine, dragon pearl tea, buy that, buy the spring pick. But,
Well, that's the thing, right? Because
but
the
why?
more you buy, the less there is.
Yeah, why would we want more people to love this kind of tea? Because, you know, then we can't get it. The price goes up and, you know, the demand for it. And it's so hard to manage that kind of tea. When somebody asks me, what's the name of the tea? It's old man's
Oh.
tea.
Yeah.
But what's the name?
Very
Where's
hard
it
to come by.
from? Oh,
Cannot find it,
Menghai
cannot
something. I go, oh, something tocha.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they end up buying the tocha.
Yeah.
But Lao tocha is, nice tea, you know?
Roasted.
This one
Yeah.
is called Heaven's Nest.
Oh,
It is a variety from one of my teachers.
Yeah. And this tea is like, you know, the Tibetan wet pio tea. They usually
Yeah.
put it in a mushroom shape. Yeah, this is instead of raw, it's ripe. Yeah. So I like the ripe one because
sure.
raw one sometimes is
It's
too
roasted.
raw, maybe not refined raw enough.
You know,
yeah,
for
but
a
I
long
like raw.
time,
Yeah.
For a long time, I preferred the show first.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Until one person said, the raw, the sheng one,
Yeah.
this is the cultivator's brew.
Yeah, yeah.
Reason what? You have to pay so much attention. The temperature, the
Mhm.
quality, how much time you
When-
steep it.
When there's a good raw, oh, I love that raw. But when there's a okay raw, oh, it gets left on the shelf, you know. But those nice raw tea, so good. Yeah, so sweet. Yeah.
Because the show, if you steep it too long,
Yeah.
too hot,
Mhm.
too cold, whatever, it's still okay. It's
Yeah.
very forgiving.
Yeah.
But the sheng,
Yeah. I know. Raw tea is like her. Like, you know, that's
Volatile.
my wife, you know. I might have another tea that's a little bit raw, but it's not good enough. I'm not going to drink it. It's not that tea, you know. It has to like hit a certain level of raw, refined, you know. And then it's like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. But so far, it's just her. Nobody can replace that refinement and aging and fermentation yet. Yeah. Did it break? Really break?
It's okay. I've endured worse. But luckily, Stanley Masterclass Thermos,
The lifetime.
lifetime warranty. So already,
That
it
is
didn't
nice, yeah.
break, just the silicone cap.
Oh.
Yeah, and
That's
this
nice
happens
too.
if you leave it hot too long.
They'll replace it for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a sign that you're not supposed to share.
But these thermoses are really nice because the good teas, the good teas aren't scared of hot. And so this stays boiling hot for 48 hours.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah.
And so I only put a little bit of tea and then I let it steep for 12 to 24 hours.
Oh, I know. Nothing worse taste than like almost hot tea, huh?
Yeah.
Cold is okay and hot is okay, but in between it's like, oh, all right. I'll do it. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We talked about lineage, we talked about Reiki, we talked about Aiki.
Yeah.
I also wanted to ask about Tengu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the lineage. So the lineage, what I say about Max is that what I learned from him, I asked the other students, have you ever seen this? They said never, you know? And so when I was training with him, he had to take this surname Wu Shao Shi. So his teacher's name is Wu Shao Deng. His teacher's name is Wu Wai Mun. So that's my lineage. That's our lineage.
Oh, that's why you're Wu Lao Shi.
Yeah. So Wu Lao Shi is it's a little bit play on words. It's an interesting name, you know. But what I talk about, the river that contains everything and rejoins all rivers back into one river, you know, that's basically what it is. Yeah.
Well, then I'm a Wu.
Yeah, and a snake, you know. That's why share. As long as I don't spell it, it will mean all those things, you know. The snake, the river, but it's the river, it's the lineage. Yeah. Yeah. The old snake, the lineage. Yeah.
Naga snake.
Yeah. So it is the Naga, and then my signature has that inside. Like it's a fu that has above it the lightning coming in, the expansion in the heart, and then the water, the grace in the water, and then the seal of the incantation. That's my signature. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? I was it might even be the same question because I was just about
and
to ask
that's
about
Wu
Tengu.
Lao Shi. Yeah, Tengu.
But then,
Yes, very good question.
But you just
We'll still do that question.
brought up lightning, so maybe there's a relationship between Tengu and thunder magic?
Yes. Yeah,
Let's talk about that.
Tengu is the Tengu, the Leikong, the Tengri. They're all the gods of thunder and storm. Their wife is feminine, which is the lightning, but they're still capable of lightning. They're just known for the thunder and storm. Thunder is what thunders out of the heart, and it's like a pluses and minuses which come from zero. So it's like having plus and minus at the same time. So all thunder and lightning shamanism are the highest form of shamanism in all cultures.
So thunder is the reverberation of heart, and what emits from the heart is pure potential of plus and minus.
So it moves like thunder, boom, like that, out of the hands, out of everything. Lightning comes from the third eye, it goes directly arc to the hands. So see, we're doing whipping palm exercise. Like everybody, now I can say, because everybody put out their YouTube, like they can't change it now if it's wrong. It's too late. Lightning calls thunder. So when your third eye connects to your hands, now there is lightning in the hands. There's an arc of electricity from the practice, Then it starts to feed back through the nervous system, goes to the central nervous system. So yeah, of course there's techniques with the lightning, but then with the thunder, it feeds back to the central nervous system. And then Fajin is more than 1, 2, 3. It's a very loose, very fluid movement. And then that's the lightning, or the peripheral nervous system calling the central nervous system, or the lightning calling the thunder and awakening the thunder. So then when your posture takes gears, every gear has power, even your knees, your shin, your hip. You can strike, you can throw with any of that as long as you create gears. If the movement is too big, like some people do forms like this because they don't know how to use the form. The push hands shows you exactly where the hands need to be all the time. So then, and how to calibrate too. So then you do the form, then you really know the form, because you're only celebrating drills and knowledge in the form, and the form becomes a celebration of all you know, Otherwise, all you don't know, it becomes a celebration of. But I would know. I'll know when I see it. Somebody cannot trick me and say, oh, when I see it, I'm like, I know what's in there, nothing. Or, very good, I can see how much, is in there now with all the experience. I can see, wow, very good, very good training. No matter where it comes from, But it's not something somebody can hide. Yeah. But it takes a teacher. It takes a sifu to see, oh, okay, I know where all of that is from, Every bit of the form I see, I will know where it's from. I can do just as much research as anybody else, but I have what's not in Google, which is amazing, It's not on YouTube and it's not on Google. So, and I've tested some mantras, type it into Google, nothing. I tested some practices, type into Google, I just find me. So, to be outside of the Google box that's what I'm most proud of. I get like giddy proud, like a child, not like a, just like, wow, it's not on Google. I can't believe it. It's amazing. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I teach, I might use different words because those words the person can relate to. But they might go Sanskrit, it might be Hindi, it might be Chinese, Japanese, or whatever. I'm trying to relate so the person can understand what I'm saying. Yeah. But our art reaches all the way back to Persia. So it's going to go Persia, Tibet, India, Tibet, then China, Kunlun mountain range, and then all shamanism, and then secretly woven through the mountains all the way through, because they were all headquarters maybe each mountain became a different style, but what I said about style is an evolution of the heart. It's not style, it's what they attach to, you know, what the heart attaches to. And so we could say that's, oh, Kunlun style, Maoshan style, Wudang style, but it's not. It really shows what happened to the heart right there. That's why the Kung Fu looks like that. But the heart can become so many different of those patterns, you know. And so all of the temples were all connected in the headquarters, and all the monks had a safe way to go and news to carry, but they're all the same, you know. It's like spies, you know, all the same. And then there's their own mountain style that, you know, maybe the students know and the teachers know, but the headquarters, all have the same knowledge. So I would say the knowledge I have was probably in all those headquarters in every mountain until Chairman Mao. Yeah.
He was very thorough.
Yeah, very thorough. Yeah. So I know it's somewhere. It's got to still be somewhere. I know it's with me. Oh, it's good. It's so good.
I'll leave you guys.
Wow, it's so good. I got that. I have this one he brought for me. No, not yet.
That one's nice. It has Chenpi work, so it's Chinese medicine, tangerine peel.
Oh, that's nice.
Great
that's
for
nice.
digestion.
Yeah, nice taste, John.
Yeah, this is Heaven's Nest. My teacher comes from Tenchong, Yunnan province, and their family lineage has 800-year-old trees.
Yeah.
And so, you know, usually when we think of tea harvest, we think of people on these terraced slopes with these hats and they bend over to pick a leaf from the bush. No. These are 800-year-old trees and you have to climb into.
Wow.
And if your tree is this tall, the roots are 3 times as deep.
Oh, inside, wow.
And so this is Yunnan province tail end of Himalayas. So the mineral density.
That's nice. Wow.
These teas, barley. Yeah, very, very special. And so a lot of teas, you brew them once or twice, flavors finish.
Yeah.
They call it bird nest because there's more the cookie, the stems.
Maybe bird's nest because, you know, like monkey picked. It's where it's hard to pick, maybe. Yeah.
Good thought. This is called Heaven's Nest because it's the seat of the heart.
Oh, the seat of the heart. Yeah. Oh, the tea can reach the seat of the heart. Yeah. Oh, Tengu. So, the Tengu, in Japan, there's 2 types of Tengu. Tengu with the long nose, that's a fertility cult. That's different. Tengu with the beak, you may rarely see statues of. But it's because, So,
Garuda.
So Tengu's grandfather is going to be Lei Gong. You know, and maybe in China you can hear stories about Lei Gong, like he drank the water from the well, became a minor immortal. No, he exists long before that. So Lei Gong is the thunder god, and then his grandfather is Tingri, and his grandfather is Garuda, and there's a legend of this this deity, but also there's a metaphor, same like Kuan Yin. There is, maybe there's an actual person or people that are credited Kuan Yin or Lei Gong, like the goddess on a chariot coming down from the clouds. Even in Persia, that legend is true, and even connected to war because the heart is also connected with martial arts. But Lei Gong is it could be that, but it's also metaphor. Like every part of the Lei Gong statue is something. The wings or the left and right hemisphere of the brain. They also show the heart. There's holding a Vajra, which is wielding the Vajra knowledge, the knowledge of thunder and lightning. What we call a Vajra or a thunderbolt the word thunder echoes in our mind, but a thunderbolt is lightning.
Yeah.
So so very clearly, and then the snake is mastery over kundalini, mastery over tumo.
Okay.
But you'll hear from scholars and religious scholars that, the Garuda kills the snake, devours the snakes, does this, does that. What does that mean, huh?
Yeah.
It has no meaning.
Well, that's the snake
Yeah.
and the bird, right?
Mhm.
That's Tai Chi, that's Mexico,
yeah.
that's Kichikawa.
So even 8 immortals comes from the 8 immortal kings of Sumeria, but the knowledge of that is not there, there it would make up a different story. But even with us and how we interpret our relationships, how we interpret our challenges, that's the story we make, but it's just a story. It doesn't mean it's true, but all these things like red sand palm, cinnabar palm, all relate back to lineages of these kinds of deities. So Chenrezig or Guanyin is very important in our lineage. That's almost central, I would say.
Interestingly enough, you mentioned Guanyin because
Guanyin and Leikong,
as you're going
exclusively
through the properties of the Tengu deity, I'm looking over there at the statue. I also noticed breasts.
Oh yeah.
And then so there's like this
a feminine
nurturing quality.
Feminine,
too. But then
feminine
that calls
quality.
to mind Guanyin because Guanyin was first a dude. Right?
Yeah, but wasn't at the same time, in some cultures, but maybe, men have tried to take spotlight over women shamanism for a long time. That happens every once in a while. But what is in the statues of the Leikong is the thunder postures.
Yeah.
So they're all postures of thunder, like a double vortex, the Vajra. So if you see breasts and then you see hips, you see the Vajra. When you see the hands out like this and the legs out like that, double vortex, Vajra. When you see, all the postures are Vajra postures.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that reminds me of the golden mean.
Yeah.
Who drew that again? The guy, that famous guy?
Da Vinci. Yeah.
That's a Vajra.
Yeah, it's a Vajra. The spirals coming out of the heart upward and then downward. So my push hands, the spiral is coming from the heart upward, spiral coming from the heart downward. Bruce Lee, spiral coming from the heart upward and downward. He said he learned some secret kung fu from his master, right? That people don't get to learn. He told people that. Yeah, you see Bruce Lee's posture? Yeah. Yeah, it's a double vortex, and so the double vortex, so people misinterpret push hands. Of course, it will develop very good fighting ability if it's real push hands. If not, it develops I would say male qualities of like a strength and overpowering and aggression and things like that. But because push hands actually come from the heart, because it's coming through the arms, and then it comes from the deity and the philosophy, that philosophy is not a religion. It comes from the heart outward. So if you're using your heart and you're doing push hand, there's a certain way to do it. There's rules and framework. And then that is in the movements. You can see the Vajra postures inside there, and it goes pop, 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 and awakens the heart in each other. And it's meant for evolution of the heart. But it's for fighting. And it's for life, and it's for tea mastery. It's for the philosophy and the psychology of mastery of tea. Because you master the teacup, which is my push hands. My push hands looks like this. It doesn't seem like it looks like that, but it's 2 teacups,
which is
double vortex.
Double Vajra. Well,
and then you master the tea.
That's going to kind of bring us back full circle because we started this conversation with tea. And
I
remember last time I was here, you said the skill of the tea master is that he could serve the emperor and the swordsman at the same time. They need to be
able to handle the swordsman, and the emperor. So
And
otherwise, who's going to relate and show the skill, enough skill and wisdom? So the heart The heart is interesting. If the mastery of the heart is there, then it will never close. And if it never closes, wisdom and authority will always come through, because that's what the heart holds. And then that's what we need. At the moment where we close our heart, we actually need wisdom and authority. But when we don't get it, we have to do something else. And then that's us, that's humans now. Whether or not you can raise that child to be a king and put it on the spot and hope that it's going to be able to pull that wisdom and authority out, and discernment. Wisdom, authority, and discernment come from heart energy, specifically as a teaching.
Wow.
That's why they say wisdom and compassion bring enlightenment or awakening. So compassion is skillful action or appropriate, like calibrated action. Yeah, that's why the meaning. And the Vajra, the bell, it's like coming out of the heart. Like when they say golden bell, or like that kind of meaning is like what's ringing like
The
thunder
resonance,
out of the So some people think maybe it has to do with making your ribs like one iron dome, but it doesn't. That's a completely different opposite philosophy, right? Because then it closes, and then it's defensive or protective. But the heart is transforming. The solar plexus is defensive and protective. That's one stage of our training in Kung Fu.
Interesting. I always related golden bell to like an Aiki quality of like a tautness or a tone that allows for resonance.
That's part of it. Like your posture has to be able to resonate like an instrument. So even at least lightly, it has to carry vibration.
Yes.
But that is definitely part of it. But there's more. Like from the heart, for it to communicate, you have to be able to hold space. And our body too. But the space, how you grab the space, is also how you stretch the instrument, and project. And so how we learn how to project is like just right all the time, right? It's never like overpower or underpower. It's always just right.
Interesting. It kind of brings to mind of when you mentioned how the tea master can serve the emperor and the swordsman. At first thought, I hear that as, the tea master is above them. But actually, it makes more sense that they're below them.
The tea master needs to be there to be able to help or support, and because they will listen to the tea master, they'll know the respect when they feel it, But if they don't respect somebody, they'll not take their advice.
That's why
something.
Riku got executed. The shogun felt like he's kind of
threatened,
shaming him, and everybody put this statue above the shogun and walk under. It was such a disgrace. He made seppuku harakiri, the first tea master, and that's the Riku. He's the founder of the Japanese trying to bring civil war was going all over the world. He was trying to explain the entire world and the universe is small as teas in the size of a cup.
I realize that our listeners were gonna miss.
They're gonna miss that.
Treasure.
There's no microphone on you. It might pick up. Actually, because it's a small room.
In the first tea master in Japan, Rikyu, he was executed by the shogun because he was put. Well, everybody admired him, but the shogun thought that he felt like lower than him because he had such knowledge and all that. He felt such a disgrace, so a command, harakiri, seppuku. He was killed by the shogun, the first tea master. He's Rikyu. He's the tea founder. When the entire world was going and colonizing and conquering, and civil war is happening everywhere, in Japan, the tea master tried to explain how to conquer the world, how to conquer everybody's heart, how to explain the universe. He tried to keep it smaller, smaller. So the tea room got smaller and smaller. The doors are smaller, so you cannot go in with the sword hanging. You have to crawl in, so the person behind you have to put the slippers aside and put the sword aside for you. Even if it's a higher rank, or the person's behind you, a higher rank, to put the slippers on. He made that happen to explain the whole universe can be explained in one teacup. That's the Rikyu. Yeah. So there's so much hidden trinities in all these Bagua. People who studied Japanese, the tea ceremony in Japan, or the flower arrangement, which is one flower is Ikenobo goes with the Rikyu tea master. You see all these hidden signs, like you find hidden signs in the Garuda statue or the Tanka or his movement for how the thunder. It's all hidden in corners and the movement in the tea ceremony. You have to have a keen eye and no martial art to see what's hidden in one move, no waste move.
That's why the advice to the emperor, no wasted.
No waste.
Has to be simple, clear.
So the word wasted is not accurate. It's just like when you move around, like you put away the guest's tea. With that move, you pick up the cloth, put down this. You won't show the dirty water to the. It's all in one move. So when I learned the Bagua, it's just not bringing the hand down and hit. Every single spot has a meaning to what it hits and what it ignites and how you kill, how you make it live. It's all hidden in one move.
But it's his skill, like maybe his push hands laxed for a little while, but that's what makes him die, is that there's what we call Aiki or Bagua. The basic principle is that touch. Like if I touch your hand and I tell you push 30 pounds, you push 30 pounds on me, and I tell you don't stop pushing, and I pull that on you, all of a sudden you cannot push. You want to push, your mind wants to push, your body knows we're not doing it, and you cannot stop your body, otherwise you'll go flying. So a dog person will go flying, a cat person will feel it and stop and go, oh, something's wrong. Like, where did my balance go? Where did my strength go? So I could touch somebody in mid of their motion because it's like Aiki or blending, but when I touch them, either they're gonna go flying and they find out they have no balance, no strength, or I strike them through the touch, anywhere I touch, and they'll figure out they've been hit deeper than anybody can hit them, or I touch them and they lose their strength, but they don't know why, and they won't know what's going on until they try to move or try to do something else. But I don't have to let them know, I just have to touch them, they'll stop. But it has to do with the most essence of the Aiki or Bagua. The actual very first principle of circle walking, first thing is the secret of the whole art. Right? But it has directly to do with the heart and the principle and the mathematics and the geometry of the heart. Heart through the hands.
Thank you for that.
I'll show you something too. Since everybody has already their Bagua on YouTube, they can't modify it now. So when you say, oh, the skinny guy, he does Bagua like this, right? Fat guy, oh, he does Bagua like this, or he rests his hand on there, right? One hand goes like this. This connects with the heart. So if the hand's like this, no heart, no connection to the heart. Hands here, hand here, no. The heart spirals this way, and it makes this stance. The energy comes through the heart. This hand is yang because it's full and, or yin and pushing through. The yang one is hollow and holds the energy. So this hand is moving twice as much energy through it. This one is supportive. If anything happens to this hand, this is the real energy from the hand. It will change and come forward until this becomes a supporting hand. This becomes hollow. And so there's a very hidden skills inside of the Bagua, but it has
And
has
if I
to,
may,
yeah. So
that
you see the
feels
Fibonacci, yeah,
yeah.
which is called Lung Ta in Tibetan, is the spiral,
And please
or Kilihor
let me know if I'm
in
receiving this,
Tibetan, yeah.
because this shape
Yeah.
doesn't change. It's the swivel of the heart.
Yeah, yeah. The heart is the center and it's coming swirling out. So if you look from above, view from the top of the mountain, you see the spiral. If you look on my statue, the Leikong, you'll see on his forehead the spiral, which is called, it's called Lung Ta, or it's called Kilihor. It is the Fibonacci spiral. But it's a mathematical to the heart, right? Yeah.
Wow.
So all that, it's all real. There is no inconsistency. There's no discrepancies. There's no conflict in the philosophy. It comes directly from the heart, and that's how I know the art is pure. You know, and then I'm researching as much as anybody else of all the other arts, so that I don't miss anything too. But then I have these glasses to see everything from. And I have two lineage. One I cannot say what the lineage is, but I have glasses from that lineage to see the one I have. I have glasses from this lineage to see that. And it's a different kind of world when you see it from those glasses. Then you see the arts, all the arts. Then I go on YouTube.
It reminds me of that movie, They Live.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, if you understand the principles, then you're looking at YouTube. You see, you see something different. You know, you're looking at things differently, listening differently, searching differently.
Well,
yeah.
Guess what? We are already over an hour. This is already the best interview I've ever done. What would you like to share?
I would like to share.
And then I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share with our community?
I think, well, from watching the YouTube, when I don't know whether to still call my Bagua, because all the Bagua, the majority of the Bagua, I don't recognize by my rules. And so I become the minority, right? But I know that certain things have to be in place, like the mind and the heart have to become one. The waist or will of the heart has to carry out the orders, decisions, choices of the heart. The body follows the will of the heart. So if somebody can understand what I just said, their Bagua will change. But if they don't, then nothing will change. But I won't break it down. That's all I'm gonna say. But I did say a lot. Yeah.
So then, my last question for you is, I'm curious to know what's next for you in your practice.
Oh, well, what I am getting pulled to do is, like, we talked about the art of tea really being all of this, and it wasn't as welcome of an idea before, but I'm feeling like it is soon. So, tea training is all the training that I teach, and I like it to be that. And so that's kind of my idea, what I want to do from now, Yeah, so Beautiful. It doesn't change anything, but the root is more solid, It's where it should be. Yeah.
Currently, in my space, it's broken into 3 sections.
Yeah.
There's the Zoom studio, because everything's taught online over Zoom now.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's the clinic, because that's where I treat my patients.
Yeah.
And there's the tea table, where I serve.
Yeah.
The Zoom studio is whatever, but between the tea table and the clinic, this is the majority of my practice right now. And I have to say, when people come to the clinic table, they want their ass wiped. Fix me, fix me, fix me, fix me.
Yeah.
But when people come to the tea table,
Yeah.
This is what I'm up to. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm learning. This is how I'm growing.
That's when you really get the so everything.
I want to get away from the clinic because I just got to fix people. But at the tea table, it's like, what are we up to? What are we doing?
Yeah. The tea is the most important. People just don't know they need that. But when they sit, they know they need that. You know, maybe the value, they thought a value was something else, but once they sit at the tea table, plus you got a nice tea table now, huh? You're telling me you got that's good. I gotta make one like that. Yeah.
We inherited that table from my tea master.
I remember you saying,
that tea table.
Yeah.
Japan bombed China 1938. And how is little Japan going to take out big China? They do dimmak. They bomb the critical points of the infrastructure. The ports, the factories, right? So they bombed the docks of Shanghai.
Yeah.
And the shrapnel wood was buried in the mud of the marsh. Right?
Yeah.
Decades later, they dredge it all up. All that wood was preserved by the mud.
It's like
artist,
like petrified, huh?
And an artist said, let me take that wood. And he made the tables with the chairs.
Wow.
And
then,
he carved chessboard.
Yeah.
And
it's a whole set.
And then the stone inlay is bian stone, bian shi.
Yeah.
Right?
Chessboard, 64 spaces. It's a bagua. Yeah.
So then the story of the table is from our ashes. We collectively rise, because the chairs match too. With strategy, because there's a chessboard. Because the culture is strong and can flow through adversity, right? And that's the biansi inlay. You can pour the water.
Wow.
And so there was a yin-yang table. There's two. But the family estate still has the main one. I just have the sister one.
Wow, that's so nice though. Wow.
So when you come, just like how Lily let people stay in the clinic, you could stay at my tea table.
Yeah, I'll sleep on the table. Yeah. But that chessboard is so bagua because, you know, battle chart, the battle chart mudras, they're all bagua in war strategies. And the bagua unfolds into a dragon to make the war strategies. Like
specific
how
to the Chinese chess?
Yes, to outflank the enemy. It's all bagua strategy,
Whoa.
So the trigrams unfold into a dragon, and then it's used for strategy. So for the Japanese emperor, he had the Hakke Shinto, which is 8, right? Hakke. And that was his protecting Shinto. It's bagua.
And then even the
microphone.
My
Mm-hmm.
trivia, but even in Japan, we were talking about Tengu. There's this bird, like it's almost like we call it yae garasu, but it's like 8. Karasu, it means crow, but also the Tengu is known for the yae tengu, karasuma tengu. This is such a significant bird in Japan, and they come with 3 legs. He has 3-leg crow, or a raven or a crow. So this trinity, like when it just hit my head when you said, I have 3, Zoom and the clinic and the tea, but it takes a trinity to cultivate something that's very, very deep inside and keep that there, keep that space. It's so nice. I like it.
Or like 3-leg, 1 hara. One dantian, 3 legs.
It reminds me of the 3-legged frog.
3-legged frog,
It's the bullshit shits opportunity. I'll repeat it. I didn't
Take the mic back.
3-legged frog eats the bullshit, shits the opportunity. There we go. Okay, well, Grandpa. Good time? Good time to wrap it up?
Very good. Very nice tea.
Oh my God. I'm going to give you a copy of this. You can share and enjoy. Okay. That's it. You want to tell people where they can find you? Because you are real.
They can find me. I'm around. What's a good way to find me? Dragon Gate Sanctuary.
Just don't make him more busy, okay? Okay. Thank you. And you want to show your face? No? You just...
say hello. That's nice,